Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. How's everyone doing out there today? Today I wanted to do a video on some option trades on GameStop. I had some content yesterday. Hopefully I have a few people that have been watching these. And I had some content. Every day I've had content. 2 days ago, we put on a double diagonal and paper traded it. And it's ready to be taken off today. It's at full profit, or it's where it needs to be taken off. Let me show it to you. So yeah, we did it June 3rd at 206. It's showing a $598 profit right now. So let's do this. So we came out pretty good on this trade. The market was around 26 or 28 when I made the video. We either needed volatility to increase or the price of GME to increase. Well, now here we are at expiration. All this trade was a short strangle in this week and a long straddle in next week. Or you could also say it was a put calendar combined with a call calendar. It's, or you could, in any event, it gives you a huge area of which you can be right over. Even when we put it on the price was at 26, it could drop like 20 or 25% before they started losing money, before a person that did this trade would start losing money. The current buffer on it between now and the end of the day, it would have to drop more than 38% to turn negative. But of course, if a person had this on in real life, they would just take this off. Here's the expiration. What you can also see is here's the time right now. You see the profit loss graph going up as the premium comes out of this short option. This whole trade was a scheme. All four of these legs was a scheme to capture this call. See that is $2.79 and it's a 45. And this was, on an option that expired in 3 days where a stock was trading at 26. That's ridiculous. It's not right. Stuff should not be that high. So we sold that, and you could even think of these other three as just a way to safely get that premium. Of course, you can't sell a call naked. You have unlimited loss, but your other alternative is, okay, let's look at it. Let's do an alternative here. We could also do, here's a more normie way to do it. Do it as a covered call. Sell that same call. What was that, a 45? It was the 45, yeah. It was a 45 and it expired. No, it expired this week. That's right. Okay, yeah, that's it. Yeah, sell that same call. And you could just buy the stock, and that'd be fine too. Be a similar type trade. You have a buffer. You have about a 7% buffer before you lose money. If the market goes nowhere, you make money, which means it's a theta positive trade. And if the price moves up of the trade, you can also make money. Okay, so that's one alternative, but you have unlimited downside. So look at this. I'd rather do it like this. It's the same. Especially if you don't take it all the way to expiration, it's the same profit and loss graph. And I usually don't take it all the way. I take it about half. I take it to the max profit is about at halfway whenever that hits, which right about there. So that would be, that'd be today about 11:30 because this expires at the end of the day. So this one needs to be reversed. This one should be sold at any time because this one's realized just about max profit. But if a guy wanted to risk it, they could hang on till the end of the day. And it might turn in, if the market doesn't move, other things don't change. When the rest of the theta decays, you could turn into some more money. I don't think it's worth the risk. In real life, I would just take it off. All right. And in fact, in real life, I have a trade on that's similar to that, and I've already taken it off. Okay. So now let's see what we would do if we wanted to go out further to, if we thought the trade was going to stay alive for a little bit longer. So I've already done. All right, I've already done this one yesterday, but I just think it's fun to find a new one. So this one it's not a double diagonal, it's a single diagonal, but the short leg expires next Friday. The long leg expires the Friday after that. So today I'm going to show you how to go out another week further than that. But this is not a bad way to play it. Let's look at this real quick. This only has 4 legs instead of 2 legs. So there's some advantages to having 4 legs, but there's some disadvantages. But it's basically, if you don't take, it's still basically a synthetic covered call. If you don't take it all the way to expiration, that profit and loss graph looks just like, to me is basically, it's the same trade. I mean, right? They even call these single diagonals. People refer to these sometimes. It's not super correct, but they call them poor man's covered calls. But in a sense, they are. The long leg is your synthetic long, and the short leg, it's really a poor man's covered call is where you use a leap and you go out further. But this is a version of a poor man's covered. It's a very short-term poor man's covered call. I call it a poor max's covered call. This is a good small account strategy, because the problem with most small accounts are most people that have small accounts think, okay, I have to buy premium if I'm ever going to make it, because I need to, double and triple my money because I have a small account. And I get that. So the people with the small account, when you tell them about selling premium, they aren't that interested in making 5% a week or something, because they only have $1,000 account. It's only $50. The money doesn't hit the scale. And I get that. But if you do have a small account, you can do something like this, and it's still an income trade. You're going to bring in an income. And the way we know is if the market doesn't move anywhere. Well, here's several ways, but if the market doesn't move anywhere, this trade makes $500. But even if the market moves down 20%, this trade makes money, or up 20%. That's how income traders work. Income trades don't need the market to move. The market stays in a range, they make money. So that's the way covered calls work. It's the way iron condors work. In any event, so it's the way this diagonal works. Now, I'm going to remove these other legs. I wasn't using those, but anyway, yeah, this is just a single diagonal. So it's a super simple trade. It costs you about $300 to put on, 71% chance of profit. And even if you have a small account, yeah, it's only $300 to put on, but you have a chance of tripling your money, and not a real big chance. It's going to have to pen the strike. And what does that mean? That means the option you sold, which is this 40, that's what we're trying to monetize. We're just buying this 34 to monetize this 40. But if you sold this 40, just to the max profit would be at 40. So, you can make $800 or $900 if it went there. But realistically, I like to look at trying to make half of that. But still, even if you make half of that, you make $450 on $250 risk or something, it's almost doubling your money. What I'm saying is it is an income trade, but you can make more than just pennies. Okay. And the main thing is if you believe in the random, the random market hypothesis, and the market just moves every which way, and there's no way to really predict the short-term moves. No one really knows the efficient market hypothesis. That's fine too, because when you do trades like this, you can be wrong by like 20% before you lose money. So in any event, okay. So now let's pretend, let's forget about this one. We're going to do, and we're going to forget about this covered call. I was just showing you how it's basically the same type of trade. We're going to go out one more week. So I always start with the double diagonal, but we're going to use, all right, we're going to use the 21st, which is 2 weeks from today, for the short strikes. And we'll use the 28th, which is 3 weeks today, for the long strikes, right? Okay. So there's a double diagonal, and that's a nice income trade. And what I usually do is take this call out as far as I dare, because this is your moneymaker, this short call. So that it's worth 975 at 37. Watch, you see these hash marks there? Where there's hash marks, that means there's a lot of volume. So that means we can get a good fill there. Let's go see what these 40s are going for. Let's see how much volume there is. Yeah, look at that, 13,000. And look at that bid-ask spreads, about 50 cents, which is kind of high. Lots of open interest, lots of volume. But let's see. Okay, so that's it. We could maybe get $9 going out all the way to 40. I mean, look how powerful a trade that is. I mean, that's a powerful trade. But let's go to 50, or let's check out 45. It's still going for 950 at 45, and it has 5,000 on volume. And there we are at 50. Look at that, 15,000 on volume. It's so good. We want to sell this one. Okay, so watch. We're gonna find a safe way to sell this one. So usually what I do with the puts is just put them at the money. That's just a put calendar, and that just simulates stock. That just helps control you from unlimited loss. All right, and then I just adjust this based on how I want the risk graph to look. The higher I put this is my synthetic long. This is where I'm long. So all I'm trying to do really is earn this $8. I can do that if I buy this one for $11. Okay, and these other two have about $380 risk. Max profit is, 3 times that. So I can make multiples, and I can, hope to make double if I'm right about direction. If it moves in my favor 20 or 30%, I can easily expect to make double without taking too much risk. Like I say, you take it about halfway to the peak, and it's $380, but it'd be possible you could think about making 500, 600, 700 without too much effort. Okay, so I like the risk reward on this. This is a good one and something I'd be interested in real life. You also have to check the bids and the ask and see how wide they are. They're pretty wide. So what I always do to make sure is I put in the lower price. 8.50. Now on this one, we'd have to pay the higher price because we're buying it. I give myself the worst fill possible, the most, retail fill. So I'd just be able to sell this for $8.55. And I'd be able to buy this and I'd have to pay $10.40. Now I'm hoping in real life, I'll try to go for halfway between, I'll try to split the difference and then just keep moving it by a nickel or a little bit at a time until the market maker gives me the fill. You put in all 4 legs at once and do it. But this is the total worst fill I could think of. On the worst fill I could think of, the worst fill I could think of, it gives you a trade that where you can play this trade for the next 2 weeks, because the short leg doesn't expire until the 21st, 2 weeks from today. You have 26% buffer. Okay, so until you don't lose any money till the market goes against you 26%. Okay, and you don't lose max until the market goes against you 56%. Okay, in any event, if the market goes nowhere, your go nowhere price is $618. If the market continues to go up, you can maybe make $1,100. If the market blows out your strike, if you didn't move that far enough, if we should have sold to 60 and that sucks, oh well, and the market goes to 60 or even 70, there's still plenty of money, $500-600. It's not like it. You do have capped upside where you don't have unlimited upside, but you can make money into these higher ones. And if it moves up that fast, what will happen is implied volatility will go up also, and this will be worth more. That's the other thing. So the other way you win on this trade is if implied volatility goes up. And now that's the way you lose on this trade. To be fair, I always look before I put it on. I look at it, and then I take implied volatility down 10%. So it's at 400. So I take it to 350. That's an ass kicking for implied volatility to drop that much. But it can. They remove the buy button from GameStop or something. You still have a go nowhere price of 400. That would probably make the price go down if they remove the button. But your buffer is still 21%. So, even if volatility went to zero, that's not going to happen. But even if volatility, got cut by half or whatever, it's still not a terrible trade. You still have a little bit of buffer, and you still have plenty of room under the bell curve. The bell curve is where the outcomes are most likely to happen, and you have plenty of green under the bell curve. The higher implied volatility goes or stays, the more green you have under the bell curve. The bigger the bell curve gets, but also the more green you have. I would say 3/4 of the bell curve here is totally green. In any event, so we're playing for high volatility. We're also playing for the price to go up. We aren't picking up pennies in front of a steamroller, because what we're really doing is when we're selling this is a 53 delta, and that's a 63 delta. We're buying this one and selling that one. The 10 delta is the difference. That's our income. We're going to earn that difference, because there's also a difference in time, and also the nearer strikes are going to decay faster. But in any event, this is an income trade. Okay. But like I say, you have a chance. It's $300-$400. It depends on where you get the prices at. The prices are moving around, but you have a chance to double your money without too much effort. And you have a chance to easily, if the market goes nowhere, easily pick up $100. I mean, even not holding it all the way to expiration, you have a go nowhere price of $139, and that's dumping it the week before it expires. If you take it into expiration week, there's a large, what I'm looking for is trying to create a trade with a large range of positive outcomes and a very small range of negative outcomes. All right, so let me show you one other thing. Here's what I'm really trying to do, and maybe here's a better way maybe to demonstrate. And I'm going to duplicate this tab, but I'm going to switch this trade. I'm going to exclude this one. I'm going to exclude this one. I'm going to exclude the other 3 legs, and I'm going to change the 50 call to a buy. So I'm going to look at the other side of the trade. That's what the other side, my 4 legs is pretty much taking the other side of this trade and not being exposed to unlimited upside, because I buy one call and I sell the other call. So I don't have unlimited downside on the upside. I do have an upside cap, but I don't have unlimited downside. So what I'm trying to do is take the other side of this, and let's look at this, because lots of people make tons of money just buying the out of the money calls on these meme stocks or GameStop or whatever. And that's fine. This is a legit way to do it. I don't have a problem with it. The thing is, the market has to move. If you do it, the market has to move in your favor 70% before you break even. And it costs you $800. The go nowhere price is $850. That's your bleeding to death right there. There's no edge in this trade. Now, the trade-off, of course, is you have unlimited upside. And these stocks can, this stock could be at 150, Monday morning or something. So that's the reason people do these. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not saying do not do these at all. I'm saying I don't like the odds on these. So I'm taking the other side of it. So that's what this does. This is essentially the other side of that without unlimited loss on the upside, and also without unlimited loss on the downside. I like this kind of profit loss graph. I've always liked covered calls, and it's a very similar profit loss graph to covered calls. This is similar statistics, similar theta decay, similar everything. So look at this. I wanted to show you one other thing. This right here, theta. See, this is going to earn $23 a day. Theta decay is over the next 24 hours. So, but anyway, that when you have a trade that's positive theta decay, that means that's good. That means the trade's in your favor, and that's an income trade. Now, here's a negative theta trade. Here's TRES. I think it's negative theta. We'll see. I don't know. But I suspect it is, because these guys, I suspect it is. Let's just see. Let's just go over here to their, yeah, they have negative theta. So that's their bleed rate. Remember when I asked Jay if I was afraid that he might bleed to death. This is what I was referring to. This position bleeds $642 every day. Not that it can't win. I'm not saying that. Just like not that this long call can't win. This long call bleeds $41 every day. Okay. Or the first day it does. It'll pick up after that. This trade, doing the same thing, or kind of trying to monetize the same, thing, makes $21 a day income. Anyway, I like this trade. Let me know how you guys do, income trades, and if you guys play GameStop. And this is also a great way, in my opinion, to do earning stocks. This is a legit way to do anything that you think volatility will stay high or go higher. That's why I mentioned an earning stock. You do it the week before earnings. Lots of times volatility goes higher into earnings, and lots of times you get a move either before earnings or sometimes right after. Also, right after earnings, you get a volatility crush. But in any event, this is a way I like to play earnings, and it's a way I like to play meme stocks. But I'm here to learn. I've learned a lot from you guys. Tell me if you guys have a better way to do it, or a different way to do it, or a way that you'd prefer. Like I say, and I am not knocking this way. There is nothing wrong with this way. This is what Roaring Kitty did. No, but he bought the 20. He did this before anything. He did this and kicked it off. He got it kicked off. So I was looking to see if his 20s were still open, and I looked yesterday, and they were. The open interest on his option was like 180,000 or something. You just usually don't see that. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. I hope you like this. Like I say, I'm reading your comments and seeing what suggestions you guys have for ways to play GameStop, and ways you like to buffer the downside, and ways you like to gather income. I love income, but I don't like picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. And I feel a lot of income strategies are like that, but I like this strategy. I don't feel it's like that. And it has a little side effect of, you can also make money if this underlying moves up, and they do lots of times on these kinds of stocks. So anyway, like I say, I'll be looking for your comments, and I appreciate you guys. Later.